Hi there, it's getting Christmas time, it's getting dark earlier, and I love this red light. Huh. Looks like a brothel to me. Okay, we don't care about brothels, we care about walking bass, and today I'm introducing walking bass to you. It's new, I didn't do any walking bass until now, and I also show you a nice classic groove to do with it together with this walking bass. Enjoy it, and wherever you are, I wish you nice pre-Christmas days, and yep, bye-bye. That's it. So we're doing introduction into walking bass. The typical character of a walking bass is that it walks. And why does it have this walking feeling? We don't know, just it feels like walking. This would be a typical blues walking bass. Another one would be to take the 7. Again, very slow. C, E, G, A, B flat, A, G, E, and C. So you see it's basically the major chord notes plus the major 6 and the minor 7, and on the structure stays the same in blues for now on all harmonies. Like here you have, well, I decide for the variation with the 8 just for now. And now, since this is a double bar pattern, it goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That would take 2 bars, but we only have in blues 1 bar on G, so we cannot play the whole pattern, the whole line. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So we are stopping here with that line and going straight to F. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, or in the end 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, which I will explain later. Well, this is not really fancy stuff, the walking bass, and I would not actually do it because the thing about blues has or boogie, there's relatively little action. In boogie you have, you know, like that's party time, you know, you have it, it's more rhythmic in a way. It grumbles and mumbles, and this is but in certain contexts it is good and it's nice and gives a really nice swingy walking groove. And in blues that is there's a typical pattern that fits together. The shuffle feel, that's shuffle, and this way of playing the right hand. And this is a classic. If it's not your thing, that's another story, but it's good to know. And when I accompany bands, they very often want a piece from that era, and then it's just my job to do just this and nothing more. No, just stay this and shovel the chords. Now shuffle the chords again. And here, by the way, I always like to enrich the C major chord, you know, it's an inversion down with an A with a major 6. It sounds warmer to me and richer. So, because in most books, like blues beginners books, you will get this one. It's totally fine as well, but it's an additional color. So, this is F7. You see A, C, F, and the E flat. We start again, 2 bars, F7, C, and as you can see, again, half the chord. Now you can only play the half the bass line, because we only have 1 bar G, 1 bar F. Or in the case you want the dominant at the end, which you probably will. So, and this is really just a closed style for this old accompaniment, but it's only this one that can do this drive, and if you speed it up, you're again at Fats Domino. In case you like it, you can accompany anybody with it, fast and slow. Okay, now this is all fine and easy peasy, more or less. But what if we are extending the blues harmonies? So we have 4 bars of C6, then we have 2 bars of F, that's all we had before, and then we have this one here, half a bar C, half a bar A7, half a bar D minor 7, and half a bar G7, a bar of C, and back to the dominant. I play it for you and you will see it sounds quite familiar. Now, 1, 2, oh, damn it. And we have a look at the extra bit here. This is like before, we concentrate on here. So we have a 1 bar C, a half a bar C, and so we cannot play the 4 beats. We have just 4 beats on C, and we take so we are just playing the major thirds of each harmony. 1, 2, 2, 2, and now comes a piece of scale actually for the bass, in the way I play it, like. And another piece of scale. So from D minor to G7 I use almost always and then this is and on the relatively weak 4 compared to the 3, which is feels more the downbeat compared to the 4, we can do this chromatic thing going from on the 4, although the chord is D minor, because 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, our ear takes it, our ear understands it. We don't have to understand it as long as our ear understands it. So it's and you know, we're going from, we are still here, we repeat 1 and 2 and now again chord notes 1 2 1 2 2. Or if we want to go up to G for a turnaround to here, dominant tonic, we can play C 1 2 1 2 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, same thing. We are in C. Why the heck is there F sharp allowed? Because the 4 feels weak here, yeah, and the main thing is on the 1. It's at a really meaningful place. Better be G. Yeah. So we do 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. If we stop here, you know, they will probably send us out of the country, and we don't want that. So see, the ear has mercy, and the ear gets it. So that's for this, and you will have it in no time, and it's actually something you can play quite fast because you distribute groove on 2 hands. So you can, even if you're not really trained, like, because you can play this, right? Now if you do the offbeats here, if you start, first you have to practice slowly, but once you have the offbeats here, you're only doing this. And you probably have never played in that tempo, right? But you can hear. So almost I forgot that of course we have something in boogie like the walking bass simulation, and that is the octave that goes like you know, this is basically the same but with a hit with a thumb. And this also simulates a way of the bass player, of the stand-up bass. And can you see what I'm doing here? Okay, does it look strange to you? When they're going here and they're slapping the bass, either they're what's it called? Pulling, like, or they hit it, and so this way they have a strong hit, and it's a different sound. It's a sound of rockabilly bass somehow, which goes they walk, but then they hit on the on the dotted, on the short note. They hit something, either they slap or they hit. So it goes like you know what I'm talking about. And this is the same thing as this one. So much for that variation for, let's say it's a family member of the walking bass, a family member from the Boogie Brothers. And also something very important. My mother looks my videos and she doesn't play piano, but she remarked to me yesterday, the comments, they are so heartfelt and so nice and warm. That is you. You're commenting really nice things to me, and it's about time I say thank you for that. It's really encouraging me. You know, there's a lot of work in it, and this drives me. It drives me. Feedback and appreciation is what drives me. Peaceful time to you and to me.